All right, guys. Today I'm going to be going over what I think the meta is for 2K26. My build that I'm going to be possibly making if the build allows me. I haven't got the game early. Haven't been able to use the builder yet. But this is what I'm going to be planning on making and how I'm going to structure my build, my first build for the game, and my specializations, what I'm going to use my cat breakers for, everything. So stay tuned for that. But look how these builds are moving. Like Koza is really moving out here. Wait, let's get up to a new clip. Look at look at how these 6'8s are moving. Just imagine like 6'5 with higher speed with ball, legend lightning launch. Like this is some crazy clips right here. But we're gonna get over to how I'm gonna structure my builds and let's get to it. All right, so today I'm gonna have 3 different builds I'm gonna be showing off. First off, this 6'5" build right here. This is just a quick overlay. Potential is not fully maxed out on any of these. It's 6'6" right here as well. And then also have a 6'8" build that I'm going to go over as well today. All right, so we're going to start with the 6'8" build. You'll see on all of these builds, the potential is not fully maxed out because I am not sure how these builds are going to translate over the 26. I did not have the game. I was not able to play it. But I lowered all of them a little bit because it seems like you generally get a little bit less attributes, except for the 6'5". It actually seems like you got more attributes on the build videos I was watching at least. And I've watched a degenerate amount of build videos so far. So I've been preparing for 2K. But yeah, 6'8" with a 6'10" wingspan. I'm not sure exactly how the wingspan translates over, but I believe you can go slightly less weight on the next game as well, because you can actually get an 80 speed with ball instead of a 79 here. But let's just go through all these attributes and tell you how I use my cat breakers and my potential specializations as well. So we're going to do 80 driving dunk, minimum layup that goes with the ball handle. I know bet layups seemingly going to be better, but we're not sure yet. And then 80 driving dunk. It gave you a lot of good animations last year. I believe like the Malik Monk dunks. And then I believe now Devin Booker dunks are down to a 75, but I feel like 80 is just going to be kind of reliable. 40 standing dunk for the packages. Post control, that was tied for the ball handle, but I don't know exactly how that's going to work potentially with next year's game. So we'll just see how that goes. The shooting, I have it 88, so you can cap rate 5 onto it for the 93, and then an 83 three-pointer for that I believe it's bronze limitless range. Free throw on, that could be anywhere between like 70 and 85. I'm not sure. Pass sack, 71. I believe on next year's game, I'd like to get 73 or 76 for the versatile visionary badge. I believe those are the thresholds for it. 86 ball handle. That's going to have enough for the good momentum, and then you're also going to get a lot of good SIGs out of that. I believe the cap for James Harden SIGs are 76, and then like Zach LaVine SIGs are 85. The only thing that you're missing out on is the Kobe and LaMelo SIGs, but you just physically can't get those. I know next year you're going to be able to get 80 speed with ball, so that's what I'm planning on doing, because Mike Lang was actually confirmed in a tweet to say that your speed with ball does relate to your stopping ability on the point or while dribbling the ball. So 60 interior, just enough defense to go with your 74 block for bronze paint patroller. 92 prim. This is something that I really want to go for. This is what possibly my specialization would be for the 6'8 build. Only the 6'8 build though. You would be able to get that, and you'd be able to +2 badges. I'll throw that on the screen right here. And I believe that I would use that on this. And you can get this up to a 95 perimeter, I believe, at this height, wingspan, and weight. So that would be able to give you, I believe, Hall of Fame challenger. But you just have to put one more plus into that, and then you can get that through the season pass or whatever else. I'm not sure how they're going to give out the cap breakers just yet. But then you could +2, let's say, on-ball menace, and then +1 your challenger and have both of those legend. Or even like +2 your interceptor and then up a different badge. Just not sure how that's going to go yet. Block 74, side end with your interior defense. 62 rebound, just enough for the basic rebounding. 86 speed and 83 agility. I believe that physicals, I want to be fast. If I'm going to be more like a lock, ISO lock type of thing, I want to be fast, be a little bit more agile than some of these other 6'8s possibly. 60 strength, That's just enough to give you 2 bronze badges. I believe the 2 bronze badges you get are Relentless Finisher and Strong Handles. And then 65 vertical, that ties you just enough for the posterizer. All right, so we're back with the 6.6 build. So again, the potential is not fully maxed out because I'm not sure how the 6.6s are going to translate over to 2K26. But the differences here are the 75 layup, a little bit higher to get some different animations possibly. I'm not exactly sure, but I believe it might have been tied in with my ball handle as well. The next difference would be the 85 mid-range. So I changed up the shooting because your 6'6 with the 6'10 wingspan, you can actually get an 89 three-pointer, which is really nice because that gives you silver limitless, and then it gives you gold set shot. Your 89 mid-range, or 85 mid-range, sorry about that. I use a lot of mid-range in my game. Last year I made 2 99 mid-range builds at 6'6", and that was the build that I had the most fun with. So I was believing like a 6'6", 6'5 build might actually be what I go with. I'm just not sure yet. Playmaking. So this is what I would use my specialization in. Or shooting. I'm not sure yet. I just don't know. I'd have to change up the attributes a little bit so I can use those plus 2 cap breakers from the specialization a little better, but I believe I'm gonna do playmaking if I go for the 6'6". So you got 71 pass sack. I would like to get that 76 if I can. I'm just not sure how the builder is gonna work. 86 ball control, ball handle. That gives you all the same SIGs as before, but you are actually able to get this up to I believe a 92 on 6'6s. But you wouldn't be able to do that with your potential right here. But you would be able to get up to a 90, which would be nice. But if you use specialization on here, you +2 your ball handle. That'll give you 88. That's enough for the Kobe signature size ups, the Kobe escape moves, and I loved those last year. So that'll probably be something that I go for. And you'd be able to use your lightning launch, bring that from gold all the way to legend, and then I believe if your ball handle is at 88, 60, or wait, sorry about that, 86, you would have silver handles for days. We can bring that up to gold with a +1 as well. And if we're able to get up to 90 with the cap breakers, we can actually get that up to, it'll be gold at 90, and then you can bring it up to Hall of Fame. So it just depends on how you want to use your cap breakers on the build. But yeah, I would specialize in playmaking personally on this. Next, you got the defense. It's relatively the same. You did have to sacrifice a little bit for getting that 89 three-pointer. And by doing that, you had to get a little bit less steal. And you had to lower the block. This will still give you chase down with 68 block. But the 79 steal, that'll only give you silver defensive badges for the defense. But on this perimeter, you actually are able to plus it by 5 if the cap breakers come that way. And you'd be able to get to 97 perimeter defense, which is super nice. Rebounding, we got the 60 for the bronze rebound chaser, 86 speed and 80 agility, 60 strength for the same relentless finisher, and then I believe it's strong handles, and then 65 for the posterizer. So yeah, this is what I would do for a 6-6 build. Possibly change it a little bit. It just depends on how the attributes come out in the next game, but we're gonna have to test it on day 1. So let's slide over to the 6-5 build and show you what I was cooking up on there. All right, so the 6-5 build. The 6-5 build. This might actually be what I'm going with because it seemed like from the videos that I had seen that you potentially get more attribute points overall as a 6-5 compared to what you did this year. So I'll show you what I have laid out here, but it's potential to change a lot depending on how the attributes come out for the next year. You did have to go down to the 75 driving dunk. You'd still be able to get posterizer with that though. 71 layup, 40 standing dunk, because this is the highest or the shortest you can be while still getting standing dunks in the next year's game. 85 mid-range, 89 three-pointer, free throw. This is all the same from the last one. Now, on this one, I definitely would be going playmaking as my specialization. 65 pass sack. I'm assuming I can get that a lot higher. That'd be the one thing I really want to change. And my speed and agility, just like the 6-6, I'd like to up the speed and agility. But if I'm able to get that pass sack up, if you get more attributes next year, that'd be awesome. 'Cause I can't be running PG with no 65 pass sack personally. I'd be throwing way too many Stevies. All right. But you actually are able to get a little bit higher of a ball handle, I believe, as a 6'5". I probably wouldn't go any higher than 90. The LaMelo SIGs probably aren't that good. They weren't that good in this year's game. So they're probably not that good in the next year's game. Just personally what I think. 86 speed with ball gives you the gold lightning launch. But if you use your specialization on this again, you can get that up to the Kobe SIGs at 88 with your +2. Use your max +2 from the specializations on your lightning launch. Be able to get that up to legend. So your legend with 86 speed with ball, you're gonna be moving like the fucking speed of light at 6'5". Okay. And then you can use what am I trying to say? You can use your other one on handles for days. So, and we're gonna go on down to the perimeter now. So we have 60 again for the interior. Even though you don't get the paint patroller, 60, I just felt like this year was like a good range for me to go on. Like even on my 6'3" build, I had like a two-way 6'3" build, and 60 interior was working real good. So we'll have to see how the defense is looking next year. But 92 perimeter again, +5 cap breakers on this potentially to get it to 97 for all the Hall of Fame defensive badges. Steal 85 gets a little bit higher than that 6'6" build, and you're actually able to get gold interceptor with that, and then silver glove, which is really nice. 68 block again for the chase down, 60 for the rebounding, and then 86 speed, 80 agility. I made sure I put all my builds to 86 speed to match the speed with ball, because they actually have to match next year. You have to have at least as much speed as you do speed with ball for next year's game. 80 agility. If you're going to be playing lock, you need some decent agility. Strength, again, for the relentless finisher, and then the strong handles. 65 vertical to get the posterizer again. So these are what I had made up for my next year's build. I want to go for that kind of sharp, like ISO lock type of build, and that's just kind of what I enjoy playing. So I like to shoot middies. I like to shoot threes. Play defense for the team. And, I got to try out that new dribbling. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a good time seeing the city reveal tomorrow. I believe it comes out around 10 a.m. So we'll see how our cap breakers are coming, the rewards, everything. So you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys whenever the game comes out. Peace.